Hi everybody, here's a very quick video to show you how to take through Design Space this new SVG to cut a beautiful big presentation box for a 150mm trigger spray and 3 of the 4 heart clamshells from Craftastik. Links to purchase both of those are in the Etsy listing description, and I'll put them in the description underneath this video as well. So this is a fairly simple 3-part box, an insert, a base and a lid with a window. If you don't want the window, you can contour that out in Design Space. And yeah, there's not a lot to say about it really. It's a nice easy box to make, but it makes a beautiful gift box, I think, when it's finished. So let's go to Design Space. That was me just faffing around with it earlier on, so we'll start again now. So there it is. We'll bring it in. So first thing, as usual with any multi-part SVG that you bring into Design Space from externally, you've got to convert the lines that should be scores but which come in as cuts. We can't make them come in preset cut anymore. But it's fairly easy with my SVGs because they always live in this first subgroup in your layers panel here. And all you need to do is click on the name of the group and you can see that it selects everything within it. Go to your operations menu, click on where it says basic cut and then choose score from the drop down. As you can see, I'm on the desktop version for PC here. All your commands will be in a different place if you're on the mobile app, but the names of them are still the same. Right, so that's the scores converted, and because there's more than one set, as we can see there, while they're still selected, we need to ungroup them. For me, ungroup is at the top of the layers panel there. Second step is to select the group below, which contains all the cut pieces and any cuts within them. All we need to do here is ungroup. And the third step is to select everything on screen, so the whole SVG. You can do that by clicking on the remaining group in the layers panel, or you can just drag a box around everything, or you can use select all. A few different ways you can do it, but however you do it, once it's selected, do that third ungroup. So now everything on screen is a separate piece. All the scores, as you can see, are separate from the cut pieces, and all the cut pieces are separate from each other. We need to attach individual scores just to the pieces that they relate to. A lot of people select all and attach it and then message me saying that the project's incompatible, and the only reason it is because you've attached everything and it's just simply too big. So the quickest way, I think, to select one piece is to click on canvas somewhere near it, drag a box to more or less enclose it. You don't need to go all the way around, and then click on attach. Attach for me is at the bottom of the layers panel. On PC you can also do Alt A, which is nice and fast, saves you moving your mouse around quite so much. But I'll use the attach button for this video just to reinforce what I'm doing for people who are not necessarily on a PC. That's the PVC window, obviously no scores in there. Right, so this is the insert that goes inside the base. I'll just quickly go back to the pics. Yeah, that is the insert, which for my box I chose to cut in white. You can do what you want. This with the window cut out obviously is the front of the box, and these separate walls here with the tiny finger cutouts attached to the front. That's so when you've cut it, if you're doing it all in a different colour, recognise it by that. Unfortunately, we had to have these separate walls because it's a big box, as I said, and it was just too big to cut on a 12-inch machine if I left them attached. So that's why we've just got those 2 walls to attach on the lid and on the base here. So don't forget, obviously, the window is the front, and you distinguish the front walls because they've got these finger cutouts. Okay, so let's click Make It, see what happens. This little piece here, now you can choose letter, which if you're in the US is great, but not so good if we're in the UK and Europe. But I promise you it will cut from A4 still, because if I go back to the canvas and I click on it, you can see it's 203 millimeters wide. So we've got 7 millimeters, just over 1/4 of an inch to play with. So it will cut from A4, and definitely, as we saw there, from letter as well. So just choose letter use your standard mat, but put A4 on it and it will work fine. For the rest of it, we need to choose A3 because some of those box pieces are big, as it says in the listing. You do need A3 and the long mat for this. Now, I confess, I didn't have a long mat that was sticky enough, so I cut mine on the standard mat, but I'm running an old Maker and an old Explorer 2, and they don't, um, Explorer 2, pardon me, and they don't check the mat size, so I could get away with that. But ideally, you'll cut it using the long mat and A3 paper. And if you cut it all in the same colour, you'll need 3 sheets of A3 and that little sheet there for your PVC window. So if you want to cut, though, as I did with my box, you can see I cut my insert out of a, a, a different colour, and I think it does make a nice contrast actually, especially if you cut in multicoloured wax in here and things. I think a white background is actually quite nice, so I'll just show you. So we're going to click on that to select it. I can't change the colour of it because at the moment it's attached to the scores, but I can just select the cut piece in the layers panel there, and now I can make it any colour I want. So we'll just make it grey for argument's sake, just so it goes on a different sheet. So now that's there, we can choose 12 by 12. It's too big for A4, too big for letter, I'm sure. Yeah, so you'd use 12 by 12 or A3, whatever you happen to be using. Again, we said letter for this little piece, but it will cut from A4. And then if we choose A3 for these still, which we have to do, you'll see that you need 2 sheets, probably about half, about 2.5 sheets, because sadly those walls won't squeeze onto anywhere else on the page. Okay, that's it. I'm going to cancel because I don't need to cut it again. I hope that helps. If you have any issues at all when you come to cut or assemble it, don't hesitate to get in touch. The way to contact me is in the description below. You can use Facebook or Etsy, whichever you prefer. You do get a PDF of very detailed assembly instructions with photographs to help you put this together. If you've just stumbled across this video and you'd like to buy the SVG, the link to do that is also in the description below. And as I said, I'll also include the links to where you can buy that trigger spray and these clamshells as well. Okay, thanks a lot. Bye.